Good morning, Jai Hind, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Jai.
Okay, Subodh, you want card number?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you take 89.
Okay, sir.
Ganesh, how are you?
Sir, fine, sir.
Okay, who is ready?
Yes, sir, I am ready.
Okay, Ganesh, keep time.
Okay, sir. Yes, Vivek, you can start.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and everyone present here. Today, my topic is volunteering. A volunteer, a person who freely offers to take a part in an enterprise or undertake a task, and also we call them a person who works for an organization without being paid. First of all, we see what is volunteering. Volunteering is a voluntary act of an individual or in a group in which they freely giving the time and labor for the community service. Many of their Many of them are skilled and trained in their areas they work, such as education, medicine, and emergency rescue. In our locality, we generally see that the group of people they are cleaning the roads and the public places, gardens, parks, our activity are followed by them in a week or we can call them a weekend also. We broadly call them as a NGO, means non-governmental organization. The volunteer is the backbone of the any NGO, as he is the base person of NGO. In the first wave of COVID-19, we have already saw the importance of the volunteers when no one can dare to step out from their homes. There are only volunteers are helping the needy peoples along with our police, nurses, doctors and administrative officers. Volunteering provides you a sense of purpose, sense of community, also helps you meet the new friends, and they helping us in also increase your social skills, improve self-esteem, and also the chances of job opportunities. And the I like to share, and the one important point is volunteering helps you stay physically fit. Studies have found that those who volunteer have the lower mortality rate that those who do not. And the one thing also, volunteering connect the people which are divided in the caste, religions, and so many things. So the connecting people and making the better group. And we all know the power of group is. Here, I would like to share my some experience. When I was admitted in hostel, means that before the 2 months,
Last
uh,
30 seconds.
1st December, that is in our hostels, the earn and learn scheme is applied by our respected wing commanders Jadhav sir, which is inspired by the ideology of the Karmavir Bhaurav Patil, the founder of the Rayat Shikshan Sanstha Satara. With the help of this scheme, many students earn some money by the working in hostel premises. That is the room cleaning, floor cleaning, and garden keeping, mess cleaning. So activities are done here, and the other students work as they want and in their field of interest. So the main purpose of this is to instill in us a sense of service and
Time's
the
up.
community service. Thank you, sir.
Good. Vivek, volunteers or Swayam Sevak is a very noble concept, and if we take few lessons out of it, in life we should not be working, or our nature should not be such that uh, everywhere we are seeking some benefits, or there is some monetary purpose or some kind of duty kind of thing. Like today, if you see, most of the people are giving time if there is some benefit. There are very few people who really volunteer selflessly without any gain, monetary gain or otherwise in lieu something. So this volunteer concept leads to organizations like NGO or some good foundation uh, organizations where people are coming together and rendering services without looking forward for any benefit. And that is how society becomes good, nations prosper, there are least problems in the society, and this kind of behavioral pattern is required. We should not have all the people who look forward for only gains, monetary gains, or some kind of favors. Everywhere, if that is the only criteria, then we no longer remain as a good society. We need volunteers around us. If you see freedom struggle, all freedom fighters were volunteers. None of them was getting any payment, salary, or assurance of something. This is true volunteerism. This is true concept of Swam Sevak. So this concept, we may be doing some job, but can we do something in our life, maybe weekly basis, monthly basis, or daily basis? There are people who offer their 2 hours, 3 hours, monthly, weekly. There are some doctors who go to villages once in a routine kind of thing, periodically. Some doctor go monthly, some go weekly and offer their services. They offer their free medical camps. This is one example of this category. So every person, irrespective of profession, should look forward for offering something, which can be anything. It can be offering your time, because your expertise will have different kind of category. Some people are like teaching or doctors related thing or nursing or some other sector people. If they go and do service, like in Gurudwara, there is one concept, seva. People go there irrespective of their economic background. They go there and do seva. They may do maybe 1 hour seva. This is that concept which makes you better human being, develops your EQ, emotional quotient, develops your responsible behavior, and such people are unlikely to get indulged into wrong things because they are purifying themselves, they are becoming better. Okay, good Vivek. Subodh, ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Okay, Vivek, keep time.
So can I switch on my camera?
Yes, yes.
Subodh sir, you can start.
Okay. So good morning, gentlemen. My lecture topic is alternate energy sources. So we know that, friends, what the pollution level is increasing at what rate? Just because of the energies that we are using, such like fossil fuels, oils, and the other things that we are using. Methane gas is also there that we are using. Because of that, what is happening, the pollution is increasing, and because of that, it largely impacts on the climatic issues of each and every continents that each and every nations are now facing. And if I talk specifically about India, then India is the largest country which faces the flood like situation whenever the rainy season comes. So because of that, it also makes a disbalance in the ecological table. And because of that, we need to see some of the alternate energies in the near future, because the way we are frequently using these energies, the fossil fuel energies there, whether oil energies there, we are using frequently, and we are extracting those resources from the within the earth. And because of that, and because of that, the energies are depleting, and now we have to move towards the sustainability. We have to move towards the eco-friendly energies that will provide and that will flourish our earth, mother earth, so that our mother earth will sustain for more years that we want to achieve. If I talk about the alternative source of energy, there are lots of energies that we can use alternate with the irrespective of the fossil fuels that we are using today. First of all, the wind energy is there, solar energy, geothermal, then tidal energy is there, biomass, biodiesel, LPG, CNG. All these are alternative sources of energies. Now, if I talk about in the international arena, lots of countries are now imparting the alternative source of energy, because they know that if we did not impart this, so definitely our earth will finish, and there will be no we can term it is in Hindi as there means किसी का नामो निशान नहीं रहेगा अगर हम इस प्रोसेस को फॉलो नहीं करें तो. So firstly, I want to say about the International Solar Alliance is doing a very good work, because now only the US become 101st member of the International Solar Alliance. And if I talk specifically about India, India is also imparting because India is blessed with solar energy and India is using it. Just because India is now imparting
Last
almost
30 seconds.
the means India installed almost the solar energy project is going on in the run of coach. Now, if I talk about the alternative sources of energy, we are also using the alternative source of energy in the automobile sectors. Now, most of the cars are now running on the electric basis. So it is one of our remarkable achievement. Then, if I talk about the climate perspective, it hampers the climate a lot because of that what is happening, our climatic issues getting disturbed and we
Time
are
up.
not able to predict our climatic issues. So lastly I want to conclude that, and according to my opinion, alternative sources of energy is the best option as it gives us the environmental friendly relation, as well as we will also protect our environment. And the saying is also that if we protect our environment, so definitely our mother nature will protect us. Thank you.
Okay, Subodh, good. Alternate energy is must now because we cannot exhaust everything which is offered by nature. We have to go for alternate energy resources. And pollution, environmental hazard, that is another issue. But the major reason is it is getting depleted, it is getting finished because there are limitations. We are finishing with those natural easy resources. Environmental concern is bigger concern in a longer term, and that is a serious issue, and that is why all nations are coming together and discussing, getting serious about it. Carbon credit or carbon emission related discussions are getting serious, and all industrial related bodies are now thinking critically how to reduce carbon emissions and energy resources dependency. The concept is changing. In future we never know that entire energy consumption pattern will change. Maybe in our lifetime we will see the shift of conventional energy resources dependency will be totally different in future, because nanotechnology, if it really materializes in a better way, like electric vehicles today, the limitation is the confined energy, like some few kilometer you can go with a vehicle in one go, and the charging stations and all. If you have got easy batteries or the cost factor is reduced or the charging stations are increased or some kind of mechanism or solar panels get supplementary into it, all those options are getting generated. Another thing, biofuel, which is again little environmental friendly. It is claimed that it is not giving much carbon emissions. So as such, our uh, Minister Nitin Gadkari ji is saying that we are going for totally blend kind of oil or fuel uses. Like they are saying that from agriculture we want entire energy to be produced. Our farmers are so far producing crops, food, but farmers will be producing energy. This is a big shift. This is a very good future for the farming. If all biodiesel or biofuel are coming from our backbone, that is agriculture, imagine just the concept that India is energy sufficient, because moment it becomes biofuel dependent transport industry, especially small cars and two wheelers, trucks, it will take time because those checks and those R&D, it will take time. But if car shifts to biodiesel, biofuel, uh, things will be different because our dependency on import fuel will be less, the pollution will be less, farmers will be empowered. Maybe the farming industry, agriculture products will have tremendous shift towards creating energy. Okay, a lot of things are going to happen. Okay, Subodh, good. Who is ready now?
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Sir,
Yes,
I
sir.
need card number.
Okay. Ganesh, you take 33.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I do need card number.
Okay. Tejas, you take 72.
Okay, sir.
Who is ready? Sanjivani? Kumar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sanjivani ready. Okay. Subodh, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start, Sanjeev.
Okay. Uh, okay. Good morning to all. Today my lecture topic is India-Russia relations. Recently, the 21st India-Russia Annual Summit took place New Delhi, which also included the first 2+2 ministerial dialogues of Indian foreign and defense minister with their Russian counterparts. This first face-to-face bilateral meeting of the Russian president, which any country since the onset of pandemic significance that the long standing relation between the two are still as strong as ever. However, the continuing conflict between Russia and the absence of a thriving commercial relationship between India and Russia are at stake in remaining the bilateral partnership between the two countries. However, the relation have ta- however the relation have take a step downfall over the past few years, especially in the COVID scenario. One of the biggest causes for this is Russian close relations with China and Pakistan, which have causes many geographical issue in last few years for India. Then India-Russia bilateral relations. The India-Russia strategic partnership has been built in six major components: political, defense, trade, civil, nuclear energy, anti-terrorism, cooperation, and space. India is the second largest market for the Russia defense industry. In 2070, approximately 68% of the Indian military hardware's import come from Russia. Market Russia, the chief supplier of defense equipment. Indian Defense Minister visited Russia to commemorate World War II in 2020. Then defense and security relation. India Russia military technical cooperation has evolved from a sailor farm
Last
work
30 seconds.
joint research. One first ever tri-service exercise Indira in 2020 took place from 19 to 29 October 2017. Now more about Indira, the joint military exercise between India and Russia. Then Russia is also play a very important role in assigning the navy with its submarine program.
Time up.
So lastly, I want to conclude that it is after the Union Russia inheritance its close relationship with India, which resulted the both the nations sharing a special relationship with Russia and India. Both terms this relation as specially to provided statistic partnerships. Thank you.
Good, Sanjivani. India, US, and India, Russia. This balance is going on. We traditionally had very strong ties with Russia, but of late, when we are getting little closer to US, a fine balance is required, and that is exactly we are witnessing. If you see during the Ladakh standoff, Russia had helped for dialogues between India and China. They were trying to help. Another thing, our entire military inventory, if you see, 65%, close to 65% is Russian origin, or there is import from Russia. Traditionally, we were importing only from Russia, whether it is tanks, aircraft, or all kinds of equipment. Later on, we shifted to France, then some of the things from US, Israel, and few other countries little bit, but majority of our military equipments are from Russia. Recent controversy for the US related relations was S-400 missiles, where we were trying to fix a deal. US had problem, but we fine balanced it. All these things are very important in international relations. India cannot afford to lose old friend, that is Russia, and Russia is also always standing with us, whether it is 1971 war or any kind of dialogues giving membership at various forums. India and Russia are mutually helping each other. But there are some serious issues as far as the trade figures goes. If you see, Russia China trade is close to $100 billion. India Russia is not up to the mark now. There are gaps. So Russia, if we are losing as a friend, will be a very serious issue. As a friend, we need Russia to counterbalance any future scenario where China, US, these people may put some kind of pressure. If you see today what is the scenario emerging in Ukraine, Russia is little offensive against US. So at this juncture it is not easy which side India should stand. At times we have to be neutral, because it is a fight of Russia with NATO, or in particular with US policies. So when they went to Crimea, that time also we were little neutral. Now it is Ukraine issue. Things are becoming little tight and serious. So Sanjivani has covered good. India-Russia relations are very important from our strategic interest point of view. And if you see history, after the 1965 war, the settlement between India and Pakistan, where it was happening, where we lost Lal Bahadur Shastriji, Tashkent. So Russia has always played a role. There are so many historical connections, many secrecy related things with Russia as far as the India is concerned. Okay, but Russia is also changing its stance. We need to be really looking at it. Who is ready now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Tejas. Sanjivani, keep time.
Okay. Bhai, you can start now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, my topic for lecture it is communal harmony. So, if you see communal harmony across the globe and across the within India, it is that communal harmony is not only between the two communities or two religions. It also has a same kind of importance within the same community also. So if you see some of the global examples, so recently there was Israel Palestine issues where there was indeliberate attack on the Jewish community. Secondly, then the in the USA where there were attacks on the black people and the death of George Floyd. Also in France recently, the burqa ban is kind of creating disturbances for the other communities. Same relevance goes in India, because you see India, there is a diverse culture and many communities live together from many years. And so the importance of communal harmony in Indian context becomes very important. Recently, you have seen how the Karnataka things are going, how there is a controversies over hijab, and how the other community is trying to protest. I think the way of protest is not proper or appropriate, and because of which there is a lot of communal violence happening. And because of these mindset and mentalities, there is a lot of divide in our societies. Already there is so much of gap, and we are not addressing the issue from the very core. and such examples just adds more into it and just increases the phlegm. So communal harmony becomes very important for a country's growth, uh, especially in the perspective of India, where India is a land of various communities. The when there is a disruption in the communal harmony, there is a divide in our societies, and we do not get a proper talents to pop in, and because of which our economic growth, our infrastructural growth, and the various other growths gets hampered. So uh, communal harmony plays very important role. uh, Further, if you see, the always when there are elections, when there are state elections or central elections, so the political parties plays a vote bank politics, and also because of this, the communal harmony disrupts. If you see the examples within the community, so there were some recent examples of the students protest. So some sort of the ill elements or ill societal elements says something on Twitter, and then it disrupts communal harmony. It changes the mindset of students. They try to not to go for the whatever their aims are. So in the end, I feel communal harmony plays an important role for the economic growth of the nation, and it should be looked at a broader perspective, especially in India. And every political leader or every political authority, and also at an individual level, we should be looking forward for the inclusiveness of all the communities, so that we should be aiming for the better inclusive growth. Thank you.
Very important topic, communal harmony, and I will dwell upon it little bit. Kumar, before that, I will assign you a card. Take 26. Kumar,
Yes, sir.
okay. Communal harmony. Just listen carefully. It is not going to be easy phenomena hereafter. Things are going rapidly against this. There is new dimension coming up. Earlier, around 3 decades back, there was clash of civilization where Christianity versus Muslim. This civilization clash was there. A lot of books are written on that. A lot of articles you can find on clash of civilization 3-4 decades back. Now it is something different, and the technology is going to affect it very, very fast, and tremendously devastating effect will happen. There is new thing coming up, you all must be reading, Muslim Brotherhood, and the countries involved in this propaganda which we recently witnessed. What is this? Hyundai was trapped into it in Pakistan, where they supported Kashmir agenda. But the larger mission which was happening, 8 February was the target. Qatar, Turkey and Pakistan, QTPI, Muslim Brotherhood is emanating from these countries. The target is primarily Saudi Arabia. Turkey wants to reclaim the hegemony or the supremacy of their Muslim Brotherhood, and Turkey wants its top leadership in that world. But in the bargain, India is also a target. India is a target which we can now see. Social propaganda is happening at a rapid pace. So in this changing dynamic environment, how can we achieve communal harmony? Because India is a very, very susceptible country to such kind of rapid disruptions. Any social media is going to be a big challenge now. We are the most diverse country. Any propaganda, it is easy to spread it, but difficult to control in country like India. In some of the countries, the majority population is 80% plus of some particular community. But what about India? India is as diverse as you can imagine. So it is very difficult, and challenging times are there. So you as a student must keep your eyes and ears open before reading anything. You get a message, just study it, before forwarding, be 10 times sure. We are in a small pond. We don't know what are the overall dynamics. You may be putting, suppose, for example, someone is Marwadi, someone is Brahmin, someone is Maratha, someone is Dalit. In that Dalit also there are subcategories, and there are small level things happening that you get a message particular to your community. But we should not forget that we are a part of a nation. We are Indians first. So if you don't keep this in mind, we will divide it further. And don't be a contributor to this division. Because larger propaganda, I pitched it at international level. I told you what is happening at world level. You must read, just type in Google Muslim Brotherhood, what is happening. So it is a very, very large propaganda in world. If you see, Christianity and Muslim is a major religion. We are nothing. Hindu is just India, Nepal, some kind of Southeast countries, little bit, and some immigrants who are spread across the world for job. So they are not particularly Indians, but India is just small in front of these clashes. And we are diverse. We are a powerful nation, but our power will get neutralized if we don't stand together. We can't forget the contribution of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Pandit Nehru, and all those people at the time of independence. With lot of efforts, 565 princely states they brought together. India became nation. We were never a nation. So it is a high time we as a student to contribute. Today there is no freedom struggle, but the communal harmony is a challenge for all of us. We all should be positive contributor to strengthen the ties between communities. We should not be dividing. There are a lot of pride issues which are getting generated. Someone is from this community, someone is from that community. Mellow it down, keep it down. We are nationals, we are Indians first. That concept we should not be forgetting, because slowly this poison is spreading. We will harm our nation, because once we are divided, we are giving chance to our enemies to infiltrate into our minds, into our societies, and we will be finished as a nation. A bigger thing, I just dwelled upon little bit. Think deeply. Okay, who is ready now?
Sir,
Sir,
Yes, Subodh.
sir, one more example I have to put in means what Tejas have highlighted, that
Okay, go
communal
ahead.
harmony. Sir, means the ongoing issue, sir, as you have also heard about it, sir, the hijab issue, sir, which is ongoing in Karnataka, and they have now declared almost 3-day holiday for their schools. So, sir, should it be a very serious concern for our for the unity of our country, sir? Because means a lot of politicians are supporting it. A lot of people, means yesterday I saw my friend's WhatsApp status. So in that he mentioned that if you are wearing hijab, so we will also wear the saffron color scarf, and we will also wear the rudraksha mala in our neck, and we will come to the school like that only, sir. Sir, these kinds of messages are spreading a very lot, and it are impacting our unity, sir. Means yesterday I saw my friends, they put it just the status of 2-3 friends of mine, sir. And sir, they have did NCC, sir. They have did NCC with me, and just like they are now supporting those these religious issues, sir. Sir, according to your opinion, sir, what can be
Yes.
the consequences of it, sir?
My opinion is young minds are very, very susceptible to indoctrination. You are easily influenced. What that person who gave call from that Nagpur, and people came to Mumbai and started agitation for offline exam or against offline exam. It is easy now to just indoctrinate young minds. My recommendation to all of you is give time, have patience. You cannot overnight change things. There is a tradition, if Muslim girls are wearing hijab, you cannot force and do away that tradition. Let that girl say, create that environment that girls say, I want to give up this hijab. there are good amount of girls, good number of girls who don't wear hijab. You see Bollywood, there are number of Muslim heroines, they don't wear hijab. There are many officers, clerks, different capacity, doctors, professionals from Muslim community girls, they are not wearing hijab. So once they progress, give time, because today if you, it is like a hot pan, don't put water on that, it will have a very bad impact. Why to create these things? Suppose someone tomorrow it will come down to putting tikka, a saffron color tikka, blue tikka, or whatever, green tikka, tilak, once you put, so even it will come down to that level. Or putting threads on your wrist, or putting some kind of mala, putting, like, anybody objected Yogi Adityanath wearing saffron color, some kind of sadhu or sannyasi kind of dress? Nobody objected, people had discussed it, but it is someone's faith. Is there any dress code for politician? No. So we have to think from a larger perspective. Any kind of change has to come from within. Yes, you can discuss, debate, but not force. It should be discussed. Like there are positive discussions going on. In developed Muslim countries, girls are not wearing hijab. In fact, there are, I don't know how much authentic it is, but Muhammad Paigambar's family, that descendants, I think 41st, or I don't know which number is going on as far as the descendant is going. There was some message, maybe I am not sure whether it is authentic or not, but the real royal family of Muhammad Paigambar, descendants from various offshoots or direct, it is believed that they don't wear hijab. So in India's context, most of them are converted. So it may be third generation, fourth generation, second generation, fifth generation. So these people will take time. A very concrete thing has happened, triple talaq. My take on it is, Muslim women will get empowered, give them time. They will think what is good for them, what is good, bad for them. They will decide. Let them give time. Now triple talaq was such a kind of suppression for them. Imagine a Hindu girl today. This discussion is getting little maybe haywire, but a good thing happened after independence was Hindu Code Bill. Girls got empowered. Marriage Act was there. Property Acts were there. There was a family related acts. What has happened? Today a Hindu girl is empowered. She is into society. She is into jobs. She raises her voice. If you look around your families, is there any girl ready for 6-7 kids? No. Even for one kid they are going for C-section, cesarean. But Muslim girls, these are very psychological and very social issues. Muslim girls could not raise their voice. Give them 1 or 2 generations time. They are also getting modernized. They are also getting uplifted in society. They were suppressed. It was surprising to hear debates when this triple talaq law was getting made. A girl from US, without disclosing her identity, was saying she is highly qualified, earns better than husband, but she was always feeling threatened that one fine day my husband will say talaq, 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 and I am gone. I am insulted, I am humiliated, and I will be put on society's front that I am thrown out. Though she doesn't need a husband financially, but there is a stigma. So this kind of psychological pressure was there. So these are very complex issues. So my take is what Subodh was specifically asking, we should not support any kind of suppression. We should not support any kind of forceful actions. I am of the opinion, give time to such kind of changes. We cannot work on whims and fancies कि आज हिजाब बंद कर दो, ये कर दो, वो कर दो. No. We have to respect our country's biggest thing is we are secular. We give space for every practice and faith. Tomorrow you will do many things then. You will object dress codes of every kind. There are different dress codes. That is our identity. That is our diversity. On Rajpath, 26 January, what is the biggest display? Diversity. You see, जो झांकीज नज़र आती है, it is our identity, it is our strength, it is our real power. And people on larger agenda, they want to destroy this power. They want to show that we are diverse and not united. So this is a propaganda. People are giving fuel to it. We should not fall in that trap. We should not support all these forceful things. There should be debate and discussion. This is the hallmark of democracy. Nothing beyond the debate and discussion. After debate and discussion, law will be made, and we should be law abiding citizens. Not what is the difference between Afghanistan and India? In Afghanistan, anything can happen on gunpoint. We don't want that. We are a peace loving nation. We are a very, very cultured society. Our culture doesn't recommend forcing someone to do something, and we should follow that track. I hope, Subodh, I am little bit clear to you.
Sir, one point, sorry to extend. Sir, there are some speeches given in parliament nowadays that India is a federation of state, and this concept is being more and more promoted. And the idea of nation is like we are not dwelling upon it more, and there are many counter arguments to it also, sir. So, like these statements are made from very senior leaders of some opposition parties, it also creates some kind of disturbances in our societies and communities.
Problem with our politicians is they are short sighted. They are not realizing that by their such kind of statements and vote appeasement policies, they are doing harm to our nation. There are so many issues which cropped up recently between state and center, which is not correct. It should be debated. And debates, if you see some of the old debates of parliament, it was happening earlier also. Only the nature of debate is changing. It is little fearful and not in good taste, not good for our democratic setup, because what exactly we keep saying in our discussions in 1947, lot of developed countries that time, US and Western world, thought India will not survive. Such a diverse country cannot survive. Probably today, by our actions and statements, we are proving them you were right. I hope I am clear. We need to protect. With lot of efforts, India has become a nation in 1947 onwards. As late as I think 1975, Sikkim was made state. Isn't it? So we have become a nation with lot of efforts. So all youth, today you need not be Bhagat Singh or Subhash Chandra Bose or Mahatma Gandhi, but you need to be a sensible citizen to support what is correct and what is not. What is in the interest of the nation? That should be our thinking. Okay? I think we are running short of time now. Who is ready?
Sami.
Okay, Ganesh. Who was the last speaker? I have forgotten.
I'll keep time, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Ganesh, you can start.
Okay, Tejas. So the topic for my today's lecture is role of youth in society. So if we see the role of youth in society, we can see that the youths can maintain values of a society. They have the power to change the nation. Also, the youths are the antidote to the bad government and corruption. If we see the major problems of India, we can see that youths can solve the important and major problems of India, which is firstly racism. Then we can see religious problems and women's safety and violence towards women. And one more major problem is pollution. If we talk about religion, we have seen that in the current context and in the current era, India is facing some religious problem, which are basically politically developed, politically developed. Ill people have developed these religious problems. Then we have seen that there are much of the pollution and environmental degradation problems in India. And if we consider India, We have seen youths coming up to save these things. We have seen there are organizations of bloggers in India, which are mostly of youths only. We have young NCC cadets, NSS students, we have scouts and guides in school life, and there are many government initiative to encourage them. We have seen that government of the current era is producing many programs. We have Skill India program to make the youth capable of into different technologies. We have Make in India. We have Startup India for entrepreneurs in India, and basically these entrepreneurs are our youth only. Also in sports sector, we have Fit India initiative to encourage the youth of our country to participate in variety of sports. Now, basically, to empower youth or to change them, what are the two main factors? The education. First is education and the level of education. We and also the government should higher up the education levels of India. Second is casteism and religion. We should not drag them into caste and religious things. Secondly, if we see what are the cons of youth, what are the major problems they are facing in the current era? They are facing the problems related to corruption, restlessness. These are the things. Women are facing violence. These are the things which are making them backdrop in the current era. Now, it is well said by APJ Abdul Kalam that if you want to bring a bad sector into a good sector, we should make good people to join that bad sector, so it will be converted into a
Yes.
good sector. So if we talk about politics currently in India, we should encourage youth to take up the step to join politics. We have also seen that there are young mayors of India, young women mayors of India. So we as a youth should also join politics in India, because politics is a one major sector of India. At last, in the conclusion, I just want to say that Vivekananda has said, "My faith is in young generation." So we are the building blocks of our country, and we can create social changes and can maintain the balance of our civil society in India. Thank you.
Coincidentally, very apt topic. Follow up of our discussion will continue. Role of youth. Very well said, Ganesh. Very interesting points you gave. My suggestion is you have got so much of role to play right from your family level. Strengthen your families, strengthen your friend circle. Don't restrict yourself to a particular community. Broaden your base, social base. That is will be a great service to your nation. Have different community friends. That is the least you can do. Don't restrict yourself to a narrow view. Just have different community friends and generate positive thoughts. This is the need of the hour. While you are developing in your life, earning money, spread positivity. When you are shaping your careers, connect people. Tell people that humanity is on top, nationhood is on top, societies are on top. Our personal, see, a very simple question. Just because I got birth in a particular setup family, I got few things inherently. Parents not decided by me, caste and community not decided by me, nation not decided by me. Had I born in Africa or Australia? These are simple questions. Or I was born in Muslim family. Is it really our achievement to get birth in a particular community? No. So life has to be seen from a broader perspective. If something is wrong, something is not correct, that is to be highlighted. And what is correct will change with the time. We need to understand, okay, in the current scenario, what is correct. This wisdom has to come. And don't fix your ideas, be with the changing times. You are the people with bubbling energy. Role of youth is probably more today. Even putting a WhatsApp status, be sensible. Don't be biased. Don't be narrow minded. Don't support anything which is against the spirit of the secular nation. These are very, very big things, though it will take hours to debate. Okay, who is next?
Sajent.
Okay, Kumar. Ganesh, keep time.
Yes, you can start, Jayant.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today I will speak on a very important topic, which is the multinational corporations. So we see what is MNC. MNCs are the biggest building blocks of the, we can say, the secondary sector and also majorly the tertiary sector, which is the service sector. So if we see, India is having the GDP, which is basically supported 30% by the service sector. So service sector, if we talk about the Indian origin MNCs, there are various large MNCs, which, for example, the Reliance, the Tatas, the Birlas, and Larsen and Toubros, and Bajaj Auto. So if we talk these big companies, we see that their stake is not only in our GDP, but they have also a bigger role to play in various other countries by their tie-ups with the other multinational corporations. So it is a very important thing that how these multinational corporations are paving a path for our country and meeting and building a good relationships with other uh, clients of the other countries. So the thing is, these MNCs are doing a greater role, but there are some challenges to it. Like our Indian products are not so much accepted by the other communities in the world forum, because these qualities do not meet up to the level and the price as compared to the Chinese products, because Chinese products are totally cheap, as well as they are also at of a good average quality. So in we can see that if these companies are building a good amount of supply, they should also meet to the quality. Now, how the quality will meet? We all know that, for example, if we take an example of photovoltaic cell, so photovoltaic cell doesn't have we don't have much technology. So what we can do with the good tie up, we can have the technology in our country so that we can build these photovoltaic cells, and we can not only buy at a cheaper cost, we should also sell and export. So these things of exports are also comes in the not only in the industrial sector but also in the defense sector. Now if we see, India is the army and the navy is currently suffering to
Last 30 seconds.
take the procurement of the indigenous companies. Why is it so? Because the technological advancements of the other countries in the defense is very more. For example, the Israel and Russia. So we need to see that how these developments will be carried on, and how we need to improve our export. So government is also working with the private public partnership, and these qualities can be further improved with the help of the tie-ups, as I already told. And secondly, we should also focus on we should focus on the foreign direct investment, which is largely seen in the Samsung, Apple, and the various companies like the Tesla. So the Tesla, we can see that large number of our states bid for the Tesla company to make its manufacturing industries in various states. But what we shall do, that these larger units can come together to pay the bid to the Tesla company, so that it can make its uh, industry in not only one area but also in various areas. So thank you. Jai Hind.
MNCs. Earlier we used to see only foreign MNCs. Today our own homegrown companies are becoming MNCs. They are crossing the borders, opening their businesses outside. That is a matter of pride. Today Reliance has gone out, Tata has gone out, Adani has reached out to other countries, and why not? It is creating more pride, more job, bringing more revenue, putting our people at higher pedestal. It helps. Today, if you see a MNC from Germany sets its plant, what generally happens, the higher officials are originally from the German. Our people will work down below. Same thing will happen in tomorrow's world when an Indian company goes out as a MNC, sets its business, Indian people will be on the board in the higher capacity. Obviously, that is how companies work, and that is how strategic interest works. China today, all the major banks at the international level, China ranks high. All the MNCs, as far as the total capitalization goes, ranks high. They have not come to this stage within 1 year or 2 year. It has reached in 3 decades. Especially late 80s onwards, they are on a boom. They are moving very rapidly. We are also moving, but in a very snail space. It is happening. We need more MNCs. We need support from government. Whenever as a youth you see, we see messages cursing Ambani and Adani, they are looters or something. I don't support this narrative. I feel they are job creators. So many people are getting their livelihood. If they are doing something nonsense like Vijay Malia, they are traitors. They should be hanged. They should be punished. But as long as they are creating jobs, they are bringing name and fame and money to the country, they are good. So it is applicable anywhere. If a small person also does something which is against the spirit of the society and nation, should be punished. So goes with MNC people. So just have an open mind. MNCs are good. In today's corporate world, we need more MNCs of Indian origin. Okay, good, Kumar, well said. Who is there next?
Sir, I'm ready.
Omkar. Okay, Kumar, keep time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Omkar, you may start.
Okay. Good morning, friends. Today's my lecture topic is radar system. Radar. It stands for radio detection and ranging system. It's used for the detection of invisible distance target like aeroplane, missiles, ships, and automobiles. It detects the location and the distance of an object from the point where the radar is placed. It radiates for the detection, it radiates the electromagnetic energy into the space and monitoring the echo of or the reflected signal of the electromagnetic wave from the object. That the reflected signal is uh, decoded by the system, and on the display it shows the exact location position of the system. By noticing the target location and velocity, it is also obtained their shape and size. Radar undergoes quick development during year of 1930s, the 40s to reach the requirement of the military. Broadly, it is used in armed forces, army, navy, air force. Simultaneously, radar utilized in civilian applications, particularly in air traffic control, observation of weather, navigation of ship, sensing from the remote area, observation of planetary, space surveillance, and law enforcement. The radar in India, there are many multiple types of radar used for the defense sector. That is the Indra radar. The Indian Doppler radar, it's called Indra. It 2D radar were developed by the India's DRDO for the Army and Air Force. The Indra 1 is mobile surveillance radar for low target detection, while Indra 2 is ground control intercepting of target radar. The radar not only used for the detect the any missiles or any target, but it also detect and destroy the target within reaching in our range. The Rajendra radar is also there. It's multifunctionally electronically scanned phase array radar. It's heart of Akash Air Defense System. It's a passive electronically
That's perfect.
scan array radar, and this is this is how the radar plays an important role in our defense sector. The radar is used. Lastly, I want to conclude that radar is used to find the velocity, range, and position of the object. By advantages of this radar is that provided superior penetration capability
Time
through
up.
any type of weather condition. The LIDAR is advanced type of radar which is used visible light for the laser. Thank you.
Very nice, Omkar. Very well covered. This is a very technical topic, radar, radio detection and ranging system. Ground radar, airborne radar, different types of radar, and radar are eyes, without which our entire aviation industry is blind. If you see civil aviation or military aviation, and radars are different types of thing, right at the very ground level, battlefield surveillance radar, BFSR generally called. It is helping our border areas to see whether an animal has come or a human being is infiltrating into border area. Then coming to aviation, in aircraft also there are radars, on ground also there are radars. In aircraft it is required to see enemy aircrafts or the air traffic. On ground it is to detect the entire air traffic, monitor it, and that is how we are controlling the aviation. That is why if you see in any aircraft accident, generally you see aircraft was visible till this point, thereafter it was off the radar. It was not detected by radar, and from that point it is missing. Something like that. A very interesting field, the radar, and it is all technical. In Second World War, it got uh, modernized. German forces and the Allied forces started doing these advanced things. There is a book on radar. I'm forgetting his name. So recently he has died. So very famous personality. Uh, Kepler, Vesnik, or something. Some name was there. Okay, Omkar, how you are covering your topics? Are you noting down few points or reading it or referring? Because now it is coming very well, but you have to come out of that comfort zone of referring. You must be now applying here. Okay, 5 points are there in my mind. I will apply it. Something like that. Okay, Omkar.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
It is coming
Got
out
it.
well. Very good improvement. Okay, who is there next?
Yeah.
Ravi, sir.
Ravi. Okay, Omkar, keep
Yeah.
time.
Okay, Ravi, sir. You can start now.
Okay, thank you. So today I would like to speak on the topic of environment. Environment is the nature and surroundings in which all plants, animals, humans, and other living beings live and operate. Every living and non-living things is related to environment. All natural things which make life possible on the earth, including includes under an environment like air, water, soil, sunlight, forests, plants, animals, etc. It is the considered that Earth is the planet in the universe having required environment for the life existence. All natural components are the real beauty of environment as trees which are called the green cover of the surface of the earth. The purify they purify air and provide oxygen for survival of animal and humans. We cannot imagine the life without the natural present in our environment. We humans in the search of progress have forgotten its value and importance. Air pollution, land pollution, and water pollution are three major forms of environmental pollution. This impacts the global climate and living conditions to a great extent. Our life would be lost in we will degrade environment and misuse the natural resources. We cannot afford destroying our environment in the name of industrialization and urbanization. Lastly, I would like to say the environment is the most important resources for life. Without environment, we cannot guess life here. So we should keep our environment safe to ensure the life possibility in future. It's over, sir. Thank you.
Good, Ravi.
Last 30
Environment.
seconds.
Environment is a very broad subject in that we should be focusing for environment friendly, eco friendly things, whether it is plantation, less pollution, water conservation, or agriculture related practices. We need better food and better air, better water. These are things, and it becomes a very very big subject. How should we achieve it? Because so far we have spoiled it in the garb of modernization, industrialization, this, that. Vehicles have come, so much of industry has come up, so many products have come up, and we are just spoiling our environment. So here is a time when we are developing, human beings are developing, no other animal is doing any development. They are the way they were living a couple of hundred years back. Development is happening in human life in terms of materialistic things, but in the bargain we have spoiled our environment. So let's protect our environment. Let's be sensible while we are the custodians actually of this planet earth, being the intelligent animal on the earth. So let's behave accordingly, more sensibly. Let's have futuristic view and be sensible. Okay, good. Who wants to speak? Today we have exaggerated for few things, a lot of social issues we gone in little here and there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Digvijay. Ravi, keep time.
Okay, sir. Digvijay, please start you.
Good morning, all of you. I like to speak on Ukraine-Russia conflict and India. There is a fast from 2 months. Ukraine and Russia uh, escalation happening on the border. Um, Russian President Putin wants Ukraine to cut the demand to join NATO, and USA wants to Ukraine to become their satellite state, not become the part of NATO, but in military alliance, something like this. Putin clearly demands that Ukraine is a part of Russia because modern day Russia starts in the part of Ukraine some centuries ago. So Putin doesn't want to Russia to go away from Russia. Uh, and there is concern for this escalation for India because both countries have significant effect on Indian economy. Russia is a old friend, and we have around $8 billion, $8 billion, $8 billion. Uh, I forgot the name. व्यापार क्या बोलते $8 billion uh,
Trades.
foreign trade with
Trade.
foreign trade, yes, foreign trade with Russia, and around $2.7 billion with Ukraine. When uh, when war broke out in these two countries, it affected the whole economy of not only world but India, because the Russia is around one-fourth supplier of natural gas in world economy. When the war broke out, the natural gas stopped, and uh, fuel prices rise rocket speed. And with Ukraine, we import the sunflower oil 75% from Ukraine. When the war broke out, we not just fueling oil but cooking oil also rise. So India must keep eye on that situation, and hope there is no war, because war is not good for anyone. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Digvijay, good. Good start. Ukraine is a flashpoint. We never know what kind of scenario is emerging, because it is really getting into serious things. US is also threatening. Russia is not going to listen, because there is a Europe related angle to it. NATO countries, they don't want to sacrifice Ukraine, and Russia has got historical and emotional attachment, because in 1991 they got disintegrated. Smaller nations got away from them, but now Russia, especially Putin is an ex-soldier, so lot of emotional issues when it comes at front, then things become serious. Today, a lot of force deployment is there from both sides. US has also moved its force, so it is a clear indication that something is going to happen. Russia is not withdrawing. Russia is giving continuous threats that they are not going to compromise. So other countries are likely to do some negotiation, bring them on negotiation table. Let's see, but things are not very good today. It is little tense. Okay, who wants to speak now? We are already a little late now.
Amruta.
Okay, Amruta. Okay, Digvijay, keep time, 2.5 minutes, give warning. Okay.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. Today's my lecture topic is Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat, or Self-Reliant India campaign, is the vision of New India with the aim to make the country and its citizens self-reliant in all sectors. We Indians, as an India, need to focus on made in India products more. In this Abhiyan, we are more focusing on Indian products rather boycotting outside products. I would have loved to say boycott this and boycott that. Don't go for abroad companies for job. But if someone asks me or I get a chance to work in a Google, Microsoft, I would like to go, right? So I would say, or I would rather request ki uh, go, learn, experience, earn, and come back. Use your experience, your potential for your nation. Take that chance, go and learn and come back. Use that for your nation. We in India, government is also supporting us, and industry is also developing in manufacturing sector, in the software developing sector. There are so much development, but still we need to focus more on Indian products because we are still going for the cheap products. Like if I go to market and I got two mugs, water mugs there. One is from China, which is for 20 rupees, and one is from made in India, which is for 25 rupees. Someone will think like, let's go for the 20 rupees, I will save my 5 rupees, but that is not the
Last
thing.
30 seconds.
Yes, okay. That is not right because we are saving our 5 rupees, but those 20 rupees are going to China. They are getting profit from it, and they are using this money for the anti-national and for the terrorist funding. And we should think more about it. We should boycott China, but there is some sectors where we don't have option for the foreign companies, like in mobile phones or headphones, but uh,
Time up.
we have companies which are getting on their foot and trying to okay, I will conclude my topic that please more focus on made in India products rather going for the outsiders. Thank you so much.
Okay, good Amruta. Good thoughts you have put up. Atmanirbhar Bharat uh, will depend upon today's youth, how you are thinking, how you are moving ahead. Our culture respects, gives space to all. We will never see what is the spirit. When you have to win the race, you have to increase your speed rather than creating disturbance for others. Suppose I have to compete with someone else, I should not be focusing on his degradation, my rival's degradation. I should be focusing on my enhancement, my progress. I should speed up, strengthen my progress. That is a better way of competition. When we are saying we have to compete with China's uh, business things, trade deficit is there, we import more, export is hardly anything. Why? Because we are nowhere. Now with this Make in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, or youth empowerment, some startup India, Make in India missions, probably things will change. lot of homegrown companies, when they come up to that standard where it is exporting, like recently we had a news that we are exporting some of the BrahMos missiles so to Philippines, if I am not wrong. This is a good thing. We have been importing military material for long. It is a costly affair. So if we started exporting military equipment, that is a good sign. Are all these, whether it is government company like DRDO or something, ISRO has been launching satellites of other nations. It's a good thing. A revenue building also, besides giving pride. So we need more boost in defense sector. We need boost in mobile industry. We need boost in semiconductor industry. We need boost in every sector. Automobile, future will be all e-vehicles. What is going to happen? We need e-vehicles boost. Let's see how things move. I think we have finished. Anyone left? No. Any point? We actually crossed too much of time today. We will end here. Have a good day. Keep studying hard. Open up your minds. Be little more matured. Bye. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.